good people? Happy Friday. Guess what? It's Friday. You ain't supposed to be working today, so I'm gonna get you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, happy Friday. Got a few things going on today. First of all, when you see this pot on my cooktop, you know what's going down. I haven't started prepping for that yet, but I'm gonna make 2 pots of gumbo. Other than that, I got some fruit that I'm cutting up, and I wanted to share this little tidbit with you guys. So I grew sugar baby watermelons, and this is the last of what we had. So I'm gonna cut this up today for the guys, and then I also grew these little mini cantaloupes, and I wanted to share how I actually grow these things. So I went to the store today. I did my grocery shopping, and I do curbside always. And I got some honeydew, and this is gonna seem really kind of like gross. Like, I don't like to touch food, but this, when you get the honeydew, it has all these seeds. Here's the half. Any melon, actually, you scoop, except watermelon, you scoop out the innards. That's the innards. And what I do is I take all the flesh off of the seeds and rinse them so that I have just the seeds left. These I'm gonna dry out, and I'm gonna plant them next year, and I'm gonna have my own honeydew. That's how I did the cantaloupe. The watermelon, I actually did the same with the watermelon. I thought about seeds for those, but I think I did the same thing with the watermelon, and they did great. So I'm gonna try it again. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you guys. Beyond that, hubby has given me a challenge. So if you've been around any amount of time, or if you know me personally, you know that I do not buy personal care products from the store. Personal care products, things like lotion. We buy soap from time to time, but not that often, maybe once, twice a year. But lotions, soaps, serums, hair care products, I make all of these things, and everything that we use comes out of that cabinet right there for the most part. I have another cabinet over there with all of my soaping equipment and materials, but for the most part, everything that we use is something that is clean. Literally, like, I cook with it, we eat with it. It's just oils, basically. And sometimes essential oils, which of course are not edible, but sometimes essential oils. I've kind of scaled back on using essential oils so much, and try to use like plant-based scents. So if we want scent, I do love eucalyptus, so that I still use. But other than that, like rosemary comes from the yard, sage from the yard, basil, herbs and things like that that have nice scents that we like. Those are how we scent things if we want it scented. Believe it or not, herbs, spices, and oils make up everything that we need for the most part. So today I'm gonna make some lotion and some serums. How this came about is hubby was having a little bit of irritation from his beautiful beard. I love his beard. And I was noticing that his beard hair was a little bit dry. So he asked me for some oil, which I have a serum that I use on my face at night. It's strictly just rosehip oil and sweet almond oil. That's what I use at night. Sometimes when I make that serum, I add a little bit of turmeric to it. And I gave it to him. I said, just try a few drops of this, like just rub it in to your skin, rub it into the hairs and everything, and then brush it like you normally do. So he tried it for a couple of days, and he really liked the way it felt. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make you an actual beard oil. And so that's what got me to today, where I'm gonna make the beard oil, the lotion, and I'm gonna make this video about what oils I use, just basic oils, and how I make these things. So here we go. I already mentioned rosehip oil. It's rosehip, and I use this very, very sparingly because it's really great, really potent. Castor oil, of course, castor oil. neem oil. That's one that you may not be used to hearing about, but this is really great, like your hair. It's really great for everything, but those are three. And then I keep those three I keep in my bathroom because I don't use them here in the kitchen so much. Just just for skincare and for my hair. Speaking of, this is our hairspray, and this is just distilled water, rose water, castor oil, and neem oil. That's it. And this keeps my locks moisturized really well. Other than that, it's all of these oils. And let me see, I'll show them to you. We have avocado oil, which is great for dry skin, anti-aging. Sweet almond oil, I mentioned that earlier along with the rosehip. Grapeseed oil, EVOO, of course. And this one here is a combination of sunflower oil and olive oil. So that's pretty much it. Oh, an honorable mention. This is one that you probably are not used to hearing about. Excuse a little shake there. Palm oil. Most people, just like people that are like from Nigeria, Ghana, they use that in a lot of their dishes, but most people don't realize that that's in red palm oil and the there's another version that's white. I don't know. I think it's like refined or whatever, but is in a lot of cosmetic applications, a lot of personal care items. So that's one you may not be aware of. So those are all my oils that I use. And like I said, I use all those oils in everything. I use them in cooking and for this purpose. So I'm not buying anything that I wouldn't normally have on hand anyway. So that's it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I am going to get going on some of these things that I'm going to make. And I forgot to mention one of the most important oils. It's hiding back here behind me. As you can see, I keep these things stocked up, right? Because I use them all the time. Coconut oil. That's hugely important, especially for soaping, but also for my lotions and things like that. It's just like a staple. It also is great for cooking, especially if you love curries, and for baking instead of using, say, butter or oil. And then last but not least is hemp oil. I love hemp oil, but it can get really expensive, so I use it in very small quantities. And of course, I eat it. I love to put it on my salads and things like that in place of, say, olive oil or avocado oil or whatever else. I love it. But right now I don't have any of that. I'm waiting on that to come in, so we won't be using any today in this beard oil, which I normally would put in the beard oil. So let's get to it. For the purpose of this video, let's just go ahead and make this beard oil really quickly. So I always try to use the amber bottles, reuse amber bottles that like essential oils and things come in, or like this dark green glass bottle, because the oils themselves can get can go rancid pretty easily if they're exposed to the elements. And then coconut oil, of course, it is solid at room temperature, solid at any temperature under 76 degrees, and then it's liquid other than that. So that's my bottle that I'm going to use for hubby. This one has a spray top, which is great. He can just spray it into his beard and rub it in. Or he can spray it into his hand and rub it into his beard. And then tools of the trade, small funnels, large funnel as well. But for this, we just need the small funnels. Let's see. I'm going to use the medium-sized one. And measuring spoons. Most of the time when I do this now, I just pour I just eyeball it. And when I say I eyeball it, I just look at the bottle and say, oh, that's enough of that oil. Oh, now that's enough of that one. That's enough of that one. And it goes up. But this time I'm going to actually measure. And what I'm going to use is, of course, some castor oil. I'm going to start with that because it's very important. This one is really convenient with this pump top. I'm just going to pump some in there. This one I am eyeballing. I think that's enough. And so now I'm just going to start adding in equal parts of each oil that I want until I have enough. And when you try something like this for the first time, make small amounts to see if you're going to like it. So this is the sunflower oil. It is actually 80% sunflower oil and 20% extra virgin olive oil. And I'm doing, actually I should just do a tablespoon of everything. I was going to do a teaspoon, but 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. So let's just do a tablespoon of everything. Again, as I was saying, this was 80-20 sunflower oil to extra virgin olive oil. Switch over to the teaspoon. This is avocado oil. Again, great for dry skin, and I think that's the problem he was having. He felt like his skin up underneath his beard was very dry. See how I just put that on my hand? Because it's very, avocado oil is very lightweight, but it's very moisturizing. So what that means is it's going to sink into your skin really quickly. I love this stuff on my face. My daytime moisturizer has this in it. And then this one is the grapeseed oil. Same thing. It's very silky, and it like soaks into your skin very quickly. So that's a tablespoon of everything. And that only made half a bottle. So I'm gonna let him try it, see how he thinks it feels, and then if he likes it, because this is different than the one that he was using that was mine, that just had the rose hip and the sweet almond oil in it. And then I'm gonna add in some, this is eucalyptus oil for the scent, just a couple of drops. And that's it. If you bought a beard oil, all the ones I've seen, like, first of all, I've not seen one that was less than $10 on sale. But all of the ones that I've seen, they're small. They're maybe like half the size of this. And they have extra stuff in them. It's not just the oils. There's a preservative. There's something else in there. And so that's one of the reasons that we don't use those things, because quite some time ago, you know, I just got on this kick where I was just like, we don't know what's in half these things that we're using. It's gonna take a minute for this to come up to the top. I would just have to keep pumping this until the oil starts to come out. And while I'm doing that, as I wait for hubby to come out and give this a try, I'm gonna show you one more bonus item. This was a brow styler. I always use something on my brows because my hairs had started to kind of thin or get light in color. So I would use a brow styler pretty much all the time, between a pencil and this. Well, I never bought the styler again, but I reused this. I washed this out and reused this for a brow serum. And I want to tell you how simple a brow serum is. It's nothing but castor oil and neem oil. And that's because both of these oils are great for thickening the hair, darkening the hair, and for helping with hair loss. So that's why it's in our hairspray with the rose water, and that's why it's in this brow styler. And when I put it on, I add a little color. You can add color with things like coffee beans or clay, activated charcoal, and that's how it goes on. And it's going to be, you can kind of see the sheen from the oil. If I'm at home and I'm not doing anything, I don't have to go anywhere, and I'm just going to rub that in because it's just oils. I am wearing that at all times. And how do I get things in here? You can kind of hear the oil in there, but I just use this tiny funnel right here. It fits down in there, but you have to go very, very slowly because the hole is really small. The hole is really, really small. So it takes a while to get it down in there, but this stuff really does work. Let's see. Let's take a look at me. It works. Like I said, I still do use a brow styler, but that has been working wonders to keep things kind of moisturized, and which I think the moisture is the big thing. Keep it moisturized and keep my brows conditioned really well. Those two things are what help with the growth and helping to retain the hair that you have. This also actually would work on your lashes. You just have to be very, very careful to not go too far down. Like, I'm just gonna do it because I know a lot of people are not gonna believe that. I'm gonna look straight into the camera. A lot of people are not gonna believe that you can use this. I'm gonna use it like this on top of my lash line. I don't do that as often, but that's just to show you that you can use this. Just castor and neem oils on your brows and your lashes. Okay, so I'm gonna have hubby try a little bit of this, and he's gonna try it off camera. Just your finger. Just no, here, grab it and do it on it yourself on your finger. No, just put your finger on there like that. Yeah. He's gonna try it off camera. He doesn't want to be on camera. Huh? You're just trying the oil. Oh. And just to see if you like it. This is your beard oil.
Seems like it works.
Say it.
Seems like it works.
Okay. All right, then I'm gonna fill the bottle up. There you go. There you have it. Easy breezy. Done.